This is Rasputin's Reliquary build number 3, the mica powder episode. But first, a quick recap on that thing. So, the last time we spoke, we talked about dyeing the water in the reservoir green. The logic behind this is that we need a coloration because if it's just clear liquid, it's just going to be a shimmery colored mica powder against a clear backdrop, and that's not the ambiance that I'm going for. Our two candidates today are going to be this here synthetic fabric dye and ye olde food coloring. So we have already started kind of to mess up a little bit. So as we can see, all dyes aren't made equally. So this one is the 1 drop of fabric dye, food coloring, food coloring. I busted out the food coloring yellow, mostly because I noticed that this green is a little too green for my liking, so I might have to color it down with this stuff. As you can see here, the Mountain Dew on the right, this is the Mountain Dew right here, regular old Mountain Dew, is about the same color of yellow as the 1 drop of food coloring dye. So as you'll notice that the one on the left, the food coloring, is actually a little bit clearer. There are some spots where I think it needs to be mixed up a little bit more, like in the lower left there, but for the most part, that clarity is kind of what we want. We don't want it to be too oppressive, like this is almost cloudy in comparison. So we're just going to go ahead and add the 1 drop of food color in here, and boop, and then mix up. Oh, spilling! Ah! That was fucking dumb. Well, now that we've cleaned up a little bit, we're going to go back to stir sticks. I was hoping I could record everything from my little kneeling pad down here, from behind the camera, looking at everything, but I guess that's not going to work. Well, we have these two out of the way and cleaned up, so we're just going to go ahead and put those over here. Next, we're going to try keeping on with the synthetic dye. 7 drop, 8 drop, 9 drop. Let's keep it even 10. I think that was too much, but I'm already not liking this nearly as much. You can, even on camera, see how just like chunky it is. You can see the giant chunky flecks spinning around in it. I think that may or may not be because this is literally a couple years old, so it's probably coagulated a little bit, but even so, it's like on the camera, it's way clearer than what it looks. I think it's the reflectiveness of the plastic, but compared to like this one, which is another mixture I did of basically 2 yellow and 2 greens, a little bit more vibrancy, this is cloudy and nasty, so we're not going to use this. Out of our 3 food coloring mixtures, which is our green, our 1-to-1 ratio, and I believe it is a 1 green to 2 yellow ratio for this one, I want to use this one, but I am almost afraid it's too dark. I know it looks clear on the screen, but this one is just a couple tints darker, obviously, because it's got more dye in it. But we'll just mix it up with the mica powder and we'll see how each one. So I want to reiterate, folks, that I only have a limited amount of these little mica powder packets out of my sample set that I got. These 4 are going to be kept pristine for the moment. That's our basically what I think the colors that are going to work best with my current liquid color. Everything else here is basically fair game. We're probably going to sacrifice 1 entire one to the jar, and then everything else is just going to be play. Just so I knew exactly how much we are working with, I had to empty out one of the entire packets into one of these measuring cups. Comes to be about 15 milliliters, give or take. So that's just my archival reference. So looking at our little containers right here, we have 50% of the mica powder. So I've divided it, and divided it again. So these two are basically 25%. I'm starting slow. We're going to add just a little bit at a time to clear liquid, see how it looks, and then that will give us a gauge of how much we need to actually add in for the color liquid. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and just give this a little stir. I know it's not nearly as fun, but I got one hand because I got to hold this stand kind of still. Oh, it sprayed everywhere. So 25% there. It's all coagulating on the surface there, so I need to give it a good stir. But kind of a cool little vortex effect here. That turned really freaking opaque. And even so, like, this is still chunky on the surface. Like, I might have to get out the spill blender again and kind of make things a little bit more fine-tuned. But, like, overall, the coloration for the clear, that dyed it. So I wonder if I even need to do the colors. Now I'm kind of curious. But, we're going to move on to the next one. As I was trying to clean up with my current spill and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure this does have a coloration to it. As you can see, it has kind of tinted my countertop a little bit of a color, which I think is a sign it's not just pure glitter, that there is indeed some color to it as well. And that kind of seems like a dumb comment, when again, in retrospect, this did dye the color of the overall water. So I don't know. Perhaps it's just one of those things where you measure twice and cut once. We're going to move on to one of the big dogs here. So basically, this holds about 3 cups of liquid with a little bit of change left over. That I have already kind of removed a cup of that with a spare cup. So that should pour in there no problem without overflowing. But we are going to try the mixture of doom on it. All right, just kind of going with it. Got the cup right here. Go ahead and boop, 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 boop. Oh, look at all that stuff. It all sank right to the freaking bottom of the cup, which obviously is part of my separation concerns. However, it looks freaking cool. Like, even without light, like, the camera really picks it up really good. Let's go ahead and give this a quick stir. The problem with this stupid thing, it has 3 modes. So I gotta be quick to turn it off, as I've learned. I wonder how the motor of the overall snow globe is gonna look. Hey folks, I am sorry about the weird editing of this video. It is what it is. That was the only way I could get the audio to kind of line up for each segment, is to kind of delete a little bit of front and back so it lined up properly. It is what it is. I apologize.